All right, the other thing, this is specifically about next gen, and I wrote a piece about this. I told you I've been writing about Madden pretty much all week. Madden needs to have on, and where I'm talking about on PlayStation 5, and I'm talking about on Xbox Series S and X, but they need to offer some next gen features that actually move the needle. I give them, for the most part, a complete pass with last year's game. It was developed during a pandemic, and most importantly, they did not charge us extra for it. So 2K charged us extra for it. So your game better be different than the first one. They didn't really do a next gen game for the most part, with the exception of Stadium Creator, and it is phenomenal. So I don't have too much, I have too much beef with it, even though the graphics are almost exactly the same. But Stadium Creator is so good, it's just that good. So, and it was important to me, and it's something that I've been asking for years. So, but for Madden, we need to see a difference from a visual standpoint and from an animation standpoint between next gen and current gen's game. To just have it be an incremental increase from a visual standpoint, I don't think that's going to check the box. And I know graphics are not everything, but they still do matter. No matter how much people try to tell you that they don't, they still matter. They still matter. It's what makes you initially take that second look at a game. It may not keep you there if the gameplay is trash, but sometimes it'll give a game a little bit longer of a leash because it just flat looks great. So that's something that definitely needs to be addressed. I would love to see exclusive modes with the next gen. So similar, like I said, the show has Stadium Creator. You can't get that in anything else. But maybe if they bring back the mini games, which is something I would love to see in franchise mode, what if the mini games are only in the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and X version? Now, I know a lot of you guys and girls who are still on PlayStation 4, still on Xbox One X, and all of those are still going to be like, well, what about us? More of the fan base still has these systems. I get it, and I'm not saying that, but at some point, the developers and the publishers have to create a gap between the version of their game that is on a superior system and the one that is on the older console. Because if you don't, then you get people saying, well, what's the point of me buying this new system? And of course, they want to sell new systems, right? And so you have to make it a difference. Because if you don't make a difference, if you don't make a big enough difference, then the people who have the new system are like, it makes no sense in me buying this. It makes no sense in me going or upgrading because these games are pretty much the same. So they got to create a gap. So I'm not upset with them about that. It's just a bumpy transition anytime you go from one console generation to the next, and this is one of the things. The other thing wouldn't mind to see, and I talked a little bit about this, is exclusives to franchise mode. So you said you were going to go hard with franchise mode, and I know that some of your franchise mode guys and girls might not generally be the ones that are the quickest to upgrade consoles. But I'm almost willing to guarantee you that if you built a franchise mode and had it in place where the next gen version of franchise mode was the best version of that particular feature, I have a feeling that you get some of your franchise mode people to make sure that they had a next gen console, because that's just how much people love franchise mode. Those of us who love it, we are coming to get it. If you bring it and you bring it well, we're coming to get it. So I would love to see if that could happen. I think it would be just dope. We'll see. We will see.